What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you another locals match between Bloomlordmon on the right and then Blue Flare on the left. And this is a matchup where I think Blue Flare does have a pretty hard time just because of how aggressive Bloomlord can be. The ability to be able to Digizorp like crazy, go up into your Bloomlord, unsuspend, swing for multiple checks, and just being able to go aggressive is very nice unless they are playing a decent amount of removal in the Blue Flare list, which I'm not sure what their list is, but we are going to go with that memory boost. Gonna grab the metal, and it looks like another memory boost, so not grabbing that Greymon, so I'd assume that means that there is one in hand, and I think I do see one in there, so it makes sense why they wouldn't grab it if they're looking for the other pieces they don't have. Palmon coming out looking for the fairy and vegetation. Always good when you are able to double hit off that, but still sitting at 2 memory because they went all the way to 5 with that memory boost. Gonna go with the green memory boost of their own, put the opponent at 1. They do have a Madoki and Raising they can promote out and pretty much nullify that green memory boost for right now, but you still want to get that cycle. Looks like they're probably needing champions or something to be able to build up. Gonna pop that memory boost, go to 3, and then now can play the Greymon. Not looking like too much you can grab. You can grab that Kyriel, but 3 option cards going to the bottom with those Sorais and the Innocence Blizzard, so that is pretty rough. Those are cards that will be good in Bloomlord matchup if they are in your security, because then you could slow down your opponent's aggression, but gonna have to bottom deck those, get that Kyriel, and you might want to set that up just because you don't have a tamer at the moment, so if your Greymon does get deleted, then you won't be able to save it and you will lose those resources. But now we see the Palmon coming out for the Bloomlord, and that card is very helpful in matchups where there's a lot of floodgates because you will be able to suspend your Palmon, which will allow you to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. That'll allow you to then get over these floodgates like Madoki, which is annoying for both Bloomlord and Hydra, and the Syakomon, which is just annoying in general for all Digizorptions. So especially paired with the Samadhi Santi, being able to tap your Pamu to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and then using the effect of the Pamu to suspend another one can help you go pretty wide. But we still have one Madoki unsuspended, except for now the Ayatarmon will suspend the Pamumon to play out the Sunflowermon. That will suspend the Madoki. Now both are suspended and can easily be swung over or traded into, and that is something that you're going to want to do if you are going for this Bloomlord. We are going to see the trade, and then the swing over can go for the Bloom for 4, suspend, gain the 3, and unsuspend, go to 0, and then the Ayatar will gain you another memory, so going back to 1. So able to clear those board off. Now going for 2 checks, fairly safe right there. Not too much to be scared of outside of the Sorai and the Innocence Blizzard, which we did see a few of them go to the bottom, so we'll be able to pretty safely continue developing a board. Going down to 0, pop to go to 2, and then playing the Lilymon. So this Digimon has the inheritable of when one of your opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you gain security attack +1. So if you are able to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon on your turn with something like the Samadhi Santi or that Pamumon, you can get sec +1. A very interesting ultimate that I haven't really seen added, but something that is definitely very interesting. But now on the Blue Flare side, we are going to see the Decker come out. Do have that Deckerdramon underneath, so that will allow you to stun one of your opponent's Digimon. Obviously going to go for the already established Bloomlordmon, might as well, but still have the ability to Digivolve up. So they could just go up into another Bloomlord or a Hydra, but at least you're able to get some sort of stun on the board. Pretty much not much going for the Blue Flare player so far. I do see an Innocence Blizzard that they could have played, which would have stripped the sources of the Weedmon and the Lilymon to be able to stun and would have left the Bloomlord unstunned, but I still don't think it changes too much going for the Innocence Blizzard, because with 1 Mega on the board, you are going to be in a weird spot, because even if you are stunned, you would still be able to go for the Digizorptions and stuff like this. So now both the Digimon are suspended. You will have Bloomlord, which will be able to swing. It no longer has piercing, but that wouldn't matter too much because of the armor purge on the Decker, but you can just swing into security. But looks like we are going for another Bloomlord, going to be able to suspend the other Bloomlord and then unsuspend. It is stunned, so no reason to keep it unsuspended here, but that is going to be 1, 2, 3 checks because we did suspend the opponent's Digimon, so that Lilymon giving that security attack +1 is going to give you the memory to be able to swing through. Now we're going to go for another Bloomlord, going to be able to gain 3, so puts the opponent to 1, but they will go to 3 with the Kiriha anyway, so didn't change too much, but I have had a slight glimpse at the blue Flare player's hand, and there's not much they can do. We are at a point where Innocence Blizzard isn't going to do too much for you anymore, so they are just going to reveal hand and scoop it up. But now moving on into game 2, it looks like we are going to be having Bloomlord going first. So start off with that Palmumon into the Sunflowermon and back. Unfortunately, we are building in Raising, so not going to be able to get the Wind Digivolving effect of the Sunflowermon to play something out, but that is fine because you still get a champion to be able to get up into your ultimates, whether you Digizorp or just Digivolve up into the Iatarmon. So thinking for a second if they wanted to promote or not. Just going to go Mushroomon into the Iatarmon to fully fill the memory, and this is a little bit sketchy just because in Blue Flare a lot of their game plan focuses around their opponent having 2 Digimon on the board, so that way they are able to swing Unsuspend with Greymon, stun with Male Birdmon and such. So going with another memory boost, going to be able to play the Kiriha, and then thinking about whether they want the Male Bird or the Gauss. I'm assuming you take the metal no matter what, so we do go with the Gauss. That is going to give you another rookie to go in back, and if you have a Male Bird already you definitely don't really need it. But now the Siakomon is developed on the board, and that is actually fairly decent because that is going to stop your opponent from reducing Digivolution costs, which when you are having so many Digimon with Digizorption, that is quite the big deal. So gonna have to find a way to play around this. This is where that Palmumon that suspends your opponent's Digimon does come into handy. You can also just get there with a Samadhi Santi, which we have seen the Bloomlord player play a couple times or come out of security. So if they have the Samadhi, they will just be able to swing over the Siakomon, but now they go down to 0 memory, so they don't have the ability to play it, but they can go with the Hydramon. They will be able to suspend, and it looks like gain 2 memory, and then end of turn will bottom deck their suspended Digimon, so getting rid of the Siakomon, which again is quite an issue for this deck, but was able to easily get rid of it while still being able to develop the board. Whenever you develop those Digimon early, it is sometimes hard for the Bloomlord player to even get things going, but they had enough going on board to where it didn't matter too much and was able to just continue to develop, get that Palmumon on the board, and clear off. Interesting turn coming from the Blue Flare player here, because they put the Siako in the back and then hard play the Gaussmon, even though we know the Gaussmon was already in hand. I guess they want, if it's going to get swung over and deleted anyway, or they're just going to have to get rid of it, then at least this way you get an on-deletion rookie, and as to where Siakomon would just go down, but I still don't know if that's the best operations. The Sorai will help slow down some aggression, but because of the Digivolution and the Digizorptions of all these Digimon, they will be able to get around it. Sorai is only a pseudo stun. It only makes it so opponents Digimon with no sources can attack, so if they just Digivolve up, they will be able to go. So going to be able to suspend, gain the memory, and then be able to swing in. We do have piercing now, so we can swing into that Gaussmon and actually prevent it from being able to play something on its on deletion because of the Palmumon back there that stops all players from playing Digimon by effect, so not able to play anything out from that Gaussmon, which could be pretty big because I think I see all the champions, Decker, Greymon, Male Birdmon, whichever it is, you would be able to play out there. Decker could get you a lot of draw, but now we're going for another Bloomlord, going to be able to swing. We do get to bounce back any Digimon here because of the security effect, so just going to bounce back one of the Bloomlord, the one with the most sources, and little mistake right there, almost put it to the bottom of the deck, but I don't know how much that's going to matter because I don't even know what the opponent can do. Even if they Metal Greymon, they can't fully stun everything, so we would need like a Sorajo develop so that we could swing Siako, strip the sources of the Bloomlord, and then go for Metal Greymon and work on stunning the entirety of the board, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just building up even more sources. Going to have the Cherrymon, which will allow you to redirect attacks now, which is even more defense, but I think this might be the last turn for Blue Flare. It's going to be hard to get anything going. I mean, they just haven't been able to do really anything at all this entire set, and Bloomlord just hasn't allowed them to have any time. And with this Greymon, we can grab the Metal Greymon back and finally be able to Digicross into one, but what do you even do at that point? You can stun 3 Digimon on the board. There are still 4. You're not going to be able to... We need another memory boost to keep turn, so that way we can Metal Greymon and then Decker on top of it and stun everything, but it's just not going to work out. They go for the Decker, they go for the Metal, it doesn't matter. You can only stun 1 or you can stun 3. We see 2 Mailbirds, Sorajo, and another Decker in hand, so just didn't have the hand, and Bloomlord is going to be able to take this and move on into the final round of this Locals, which I will be posting here within the next couple days. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, because I will be bringing you even more Digimon content. But with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day and happy holidays. Peace out.